Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl King Nugget. If you're new here, welcome. Nice to have you. Video, we're gonna be doing another insert, another segment, or whatever, however you say it, to my military videos. This video is gonna be about AIT, or my tech school, or combat medic school. I am a combat medic. I am a combat medic in the Army, so this is going to be about the training and everything that I went through to get that. But if you guys want to hear more about that, please stick around to the end of the video. But yeah, I have the shirt on, you know, my PTs. If you watch my story time, you would know your girl only got 3 sets because somebody stole her PTs. But I figured I'd wear it for the video, you know, repping Army all day. But let's get into the video. Now, before we even get into any videos, I'm really upset because I got a new camera, but it keep dying. Like, I'll be recording for 5 minutes and it died. I don't know if the battery is broken. I don't know what's going on with that thing, but I'm recording on my phone now, so that's why the quality is not the best. But it's okay, you know, work with what you got. You know, just because you record on your phone don't mean that your videos are bad or anything like that. But if you watch my other story time, it's basically about why I joined the Army initially. By the time this video is uploaded, the part 2 for that will be already up. It took me a long time to edit it and all that stuff, but this is gonna be about after I graduate basic training. At that point, you go to tech school, or your trade school, or however you want to call it. But I'm reserved, so with active duty, you're gonna go I don't know, because I'm not active duty, but I had the option to go to basic, come home for a little while, and then go to my school. But I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm finna just to get it all out the way right now, so I chose to do it that way. So right after I graduated, we had a little ceremony out there, you know, marching in my uniform or whatever. The next day, I think it's either the same day or the next day, but they take you to like this, it's kind of like a bus station. They take you to the bus station or whatever, and you're sitting and you're with your people that you've been with the whole 10 weeks, but everyone's going to different schools and stuff, so you gotta say your goodbyes. It was kind of sad, just a little bit. I miss my friends from basic, really. I don't really, you know, message them or anything like that anymore. I don't really message them like that anymore, but we did have some funny times, but that's besides the point. So you say your goodbyes, you get on the buses that's going to your school. Mine was in Fort Sam Houston, Texas. Now we're in Missouri, and we gotta go all the way to Texas. So yeah, it was a long drive. We didn't fly or anything. They really, I believe they picked like the cheapest option, and I guess ours was to ride the bus. Now one of the girls from basic went with me because she was a nurse, or she was going for nursing, and that's at Fort Sam Houston as well, so we were together still. But once we got there, we got separated and everything. But so our bus ride was like, it was long. I know we didn't get there till like 3 in the morning or something like that, or like 4. It was early because I remember the sun was like coming up. Like, it was early. So we get there. I was scared. Now, I just was scared this whole time. Like, I was scared because I was like, I know you don't have drill sergeants. They do now. They have drill sergeants at Combat Medic AIT. I think they have them at all AITs. I'm not sure. I didn't know. I was like, are they gonna be mean like the drill sergeants? Like, I just graduated. I don't want to go through that again. Like, but they're just regular like platoon sergeants. They're not as bad as drill sergeants, but they still do the most. But we pull up, and one of my platoon sergeants like gets on the bus, and he's like, I just think he was upset because it was so early in the morning. he was like, grab your bags and, you know, do this, this, and that, get off the bus. I'm like, okay. So me and my friend from Basic, her name's Scripato. I don't know if her name's Scripato, but she went to her, like her AIT, which was like down the road. Like we live in different buildings, so she was like down the road. And then they dropped them off first, and then they took us to ours, and we had to he's like, get off the bus, put your bags dress, which basically means straight. Just put them there neatly and go stand in formation. So we're there, just like there's like 5 of us. Like no lie, there was like 5 of us. I was like, where the heck is everybody else at? Like I'm just standing around like Now, let me get into a side story because this does come up later. My roommate, this is where I first met her. Her name is Walls. What's up, Walls? Hey. But she, at first, to be honest, I did not think that I was gonna like her because we're standing in like formation and the sergeant told me to do something. To the best I could, he told me to do something. I was like, okay, and then he left and went inside the building. We're standing outside our dorm rooms or our building that we're gonna be living in. And he's like, go do this. When people come up, I was supposed to tell them something or whatever. So I was like, okay. And he left. And then Walls was standing behind me. And so some people came up. And so I got out of formation. And she said something like, you're not supposed to move from parade rest. And I was like, I know you heard this man just tell me to do this. Like, I was like, there's nobody out here. Does it really matter? Like, I don't know if she remembers this. If she watches this video, I don't know if you remember this. But so I was like, okay, like, girl, stop tripping. Like, it's not even that serious. So I do that. And so we're gonna get back into the story. And so we're standing out there. Some more people come up, and then they start like, I guess enough people came to where they could start like assigning our rooms or whatever. So we leave our bags out there. We go inside the building, and it's not like basic training. Like, I want to give information for people that are going to combat medic school. Now they have drill sergeants, so this might be a little bit different, but it's an actual building. Like, you have dorm rooms. Ours was crowded. Our class was crowded, so it was 3 to a room. Normally it would be 2 to a room. But so we go in the building, and they're like having us fill out these paperworks. We stand in line. Guess who's behind me? Walls. So I go sign my paper. They give me my key, and guess who my roommate is? Walls. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. But turns out she's the most poppin'est person I ever met. Like, I love her. She's amazing. But yeah, so we get our key and stuff. We go out, get our bags, take it up to our room. The room is like the size of a closet. Like, not really. You got like 2 sinks and then a shower and then a bathroom, and then the beds are in there, and they put a 3rd bed. It's really only supposed to be 2, but they put 3 beds in there. Now, low key, I don't even think this is legal. I'm pretty sure it's legal, but they have a window in there to let sunlight in, but you can't even open the window. I'm like, I was so claustrophobic. Like, I was like, this is crazy. But we get there, and it's just me and Walls. Like, so I was like, I hope we're one of the people that don't get a 3rd roommate, because some people didn't get 3rd roommates. Like, literally, as soon as I said something, somebody knock on the door. It's like, hey, I'm your new roommate. Now, we got some story times about her. Like, to be honest, I didn't really like her. To be honest, like, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just she wasn't my favorite person. Like, I didn't like her. I'm not gonna say her name. If I like you, I'll say your name, because I'm pretty sure that you won't mind. But I'm not gonna say her name. But I didn't like her. That's so bad. But so we do that. That was like my first day, and then they take us. For the first half, like. So in AIT, I'm going everywhere. For AIT, you get privileges, but when you first get there, you don't have any privileges. So you have to go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the company. Like, they march you there. So the first day, our senior platoon sergeant, Sergeant Hong, he he was marching us. I swear for God, like I swear to God, he was calling cadence off beat as hell. Like I was like, I'm trying to march. I'm like, I just left basic. I know how to march. Like this is like nobody was on beat. Like I think they were doing it on purpose, low key. But he was like, he like stopped the whole company. He's like, are y'all gonna get in step? Or, you know, or I'm gonna have to keep saying this or whatever. I was like, this man finna drop us. And when I say drop us, it means like do push-ups or whatever they come up with, squats. That was like the worst one. Squats, try holding the squat position for 20 minutes. Let me know how your legs feel. But so he was like, are you gonna get in step? And I'm like, he said to the whole company, not just me, but I'm like, get in step, like,
are you gonna call cadence on beat?
My brother, like, he is Asian, but I'm like, are you gonna call cadence on beat? Like, and so he started again, and then we were off beat, and then he stopped. He said it one more time, and he was like, this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. So we started again, and then we were still off beat, and so he just stopped us. We kind of got smoked, and so he made us do, what are these things called? Like leg lifts. So you had to sit on your butt and hold your legs up in the air and hold your arms out and just like hold it. And I'm like, bruh, I'm pretty sure I just graduated basic training. So I don't know why I'm sitting on the ground right now trying to do these half sit-ups. So I was like, this man tripping. So he was like, you gonna give me your full, like, he's like, you're gonna do what I say, basically. So we finished marching. We were still off beat. He was calling cadence off beat. I swear to God. I swear to goodness he was calling cadence off beat on purpose. So we get there. So you go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the company. The first, like, when I got there, it was like a Saturday. It was either a Friday or Saturday, and we didn't start until Monday, but they went ahead and gave us our books and stuff so we can start looking over the material. So for Combat Medic AIT, you get EMT certified, and then you do actual combat medic training. First half of it was EMT classes, so you get taught by an actual instructor for EMT and all that stuff. I think that's the hardest part, because if you went to school for EMT, you know how long it actually takes and how much information you have to learn. You're basically like, it's EMT basic, so it's the basics, but it's still a lot, like it's healthcare. So, but we did it in like 6 weeks, because the training AIT is only 14 weeks, so we did it in like 6. I was like, I don't know, it was not a long time. It was not a long time at all. And like, I don't know how I graduated. I don't know how I passed this shit. I don't know how I passed at all. Like so we started on like a Monday, and so like every week after that you had a module test, and there's like 6 of them. Like it was a long time ago that I went, so there's like 6. You have to pass with at least like a 60 on the test, or I think you have like 2 times to retake it, but you have to pass with like a 60 or a 70. Now they ain't just gonna let you like keep retaking it, like, or anything like that. So they teach you sit in class for 6 or 7 hours. You go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner during that time. They take you home and you just go to your dorm and you study. You don't have any privileges. If you needed to go to the PX, they called for a PX run. If you wanted to go, you raise your hand, and then the platoon sergeant would take you across the street to the PX so you can get what you need. So you don't have no privileges at all. You can't go anywhere by yourself. Can't do anything. Like, and you don't have anything but your phone, probably. If you packed your laptop and brought it to basic, then you're fucking crazy. But you don't have anything really, so all you have no choice but to study. So I don't know how people are not passing. But our class was 400 people. Like, it was like 400 people. It was like, I think it was like closer to 300. It was a lot of people, and we graduated like 270 or something. I don't know. my numbers are bad, but we lost a lot of people. The fourth test is like the deal breaker. If you've been failing them and you fail that fourth test, like, you're getting recycled, which basically means you're going back to day one of AIT. So you have to wait around until a new class comes and then you start with them. Like, that wasn't finna be a girl. I wasn't finna start nothing over. Like, I was like, oh, y'all tripping. Like, I'm not doing that. So if you fail that fourth test, you get recycled. Like, you got your 2 times to try and retake it, but if you fail it, then you're going back. And same applies like down the line, but like at that fourth one, if you ain't been, you just going back to the beginning. Like, and that kind of sucks, like, cause you already been with all these people and you kind of made friends and everything. Now you got to start over with different people. So we do that, and then at the end of the 6 weeks, we take the NREMT, which is the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technique. It's the National Registry, so you can get your EMT license. I don't understand, side note, I don't understand why we even have to get EMT certified, like, because low-key, you do way more than an EMT basic as a combat medic. Like, you learn way more. Somebody please explain to me why we can't get EMT advanced license, like, off rip. Why can't we just merge the two? That would have been great, for when I got home and couldn't find an EMT job in Columbus. Now, I promise you, I do not know how I am sitting here today because I did not understand one question on that test. Like, I was like, huh? Like, and they were like, don't fall asleep in the test. Like, you take it on the computer. They're like, don't fall asleep because they're not going to wake you up. I was like, how do you fall asleep during the test? And your girl was in there, was nodding. Like, I was like, and so at that point I was getting like frustrated because I couldn't stay awake. Like, backtrack, you're up like at 4 a.m. every day, and so when I would be falling asleep in class, or like I would get so frustrated because I just could not stay awake, and I'm like, I can't sit in class for 6 hours and not get sleep, being up studying all night. So I don't know how I passed the NREMT, but I came back, my teacher was like, how you think you did? I was like,
I failed.
And then she like made an announcement. She like, everybody in the class passed. And I was like, huh? I was like, and there were some people in there, I was like, what? Like, that don't need to be no combat medic. Like, some of the people that I went to AIT with don't need to be no medic. Like, I'll get into that later. Passed. And I'm gonna get into this, my friends that I made, because I really didn't meet them until after that. After it was like towards the end of the first half, towards the end of like getting certified for EMT, that I met them. We're gonna give them a shout out, Madre and Pias. Like, those are their last names. Like, I just get so used to saying their last names because I'm in the Army. But those are my homies. Like, those are my road dogs. And Walls, because that's my roommate. That was my roommate. I basically lived with her for like 4 months. But those are my homies for life. Like, if you guys are watching this, thanks for the support, and just know that I miss you guys. But I met them like towards the end. Like, I don't even remember how I met either of them, really. I think I don't remember. I remember I met Pias like towards the end of EMT, towards the end, because I met her towards the end and we kind of became friends. And then I met Madre after that. We went to combat medic side. We were like road dogs. Like, there was no separating us. Yeah, so that's that. And then the second half is combat medic training, which is more rigorous, say the least. So for the first half, again, you don't have any privileges. So once you pass your EMT, you get so at first you're phase 4, which means you don't have any privileges. Once you pass the EMT, you get your phase 5. Now, I didn't get my phase 5 for like 2 weeks or something like that. So I didn't get it till after everybody else because I got counseled. As once I was late to formation because I had night guard, which is basically you gotta do a shift, or a 2-hour shift. You got to get up, walk the halls of your dorm floor, and make sure nobody dying. Trying to sneak no boys into your floor. Like, you just basically watch. So I was up for night guard at like 12, and then I was studying for the fourth test, because that's the one that's making or breaking you. So I was up studying for that, and then before we even went to bed, my roommates were like, "Are you setting your alarm?" I was like, "Yeah, for 4, whatever time formation was." And just because I'm setting my alarm don't mean that you don't set yours, because your girl definitely slept through that alarm. And all I hear is one of my platoons started banging on my door. I had my afro out. It was a hot mess. I was like, and he was like, "Get outside right now." I was like, "Can I do my hair?" Like, he was like, "Get outside." I'm like, so I got counseled for being late, and then they do like random inspections of your dorm, because our company wasn't allowed to have food in the dorm. So they did a random inspection, and they found like it wasn't even food. They found wrappers because in class you could have snacks, and our pants pockets for our OCPs are like, you could fit a dead body in there. So I had my just the wrapper now, because I ate this stuff that was in it. I had the wrappers in my pockets, and the sergeant was like, "You're not supposed to have it in your room." So I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So I got my phase 5 2 weeks after everybody. I just watched TV on my phone basically for 2 weeks until I got to go live my life. But yeah, so once you pass your EMT, then you get your phase 5, and then you go to combat medic training. Now it's still, you're learning medical stuff, so I can say it's still kind of hard, but it's easier than sitting at a desk for 6 hours a day and trying to learn this EMT book. Like, it's easier because it's hands-on. So you learn basically like most injuries that you see in a combat environment, that's what you're learning how to treat. Like, they teach you other stuff, but they're mainly focusing on like hemorrhaging, airway control, how to do an IV, like all that stuff. And yes, you have to get an IV. You have to stick other people, and other people are gonna stick you. So if you don't do needles, combat medic ain't for you. I didn't do needles, but your girl fine. But if you don't like needles, don't even go there, sis or bruh. Don't even go there, because there ain't no way you getting out of it. Like, I managed to only do the required amount. You gotta do like twice. Like, they teach you how to give shots, so you have to do that. You get like 3. It's just water or saline or whatever was in there, but you teach you how to do shots, and then you have to get 1 IV on you. They do NPAs, which is basically a breathing tube that goes down your nose, opens your airway. You have to get 1 of those. Like, it's a requirement. Like, they don't really keep tally, but they gonna make sure everybody has got one. Like, so but basically you do that kind of training. There is some classwork, but every day you're going outside and running through everything. And then to graduate from the combat medic side, you have to do 2 weeks at Camp Bullis, which was that was the hardest thing I ever done in my life. Like, that was the hardest thing I ever done. Like, your girl's active and everything like that, but that was so hard for me, because through basic and AIT, like, I was always like the last person, like always the last person finishing my PT test. I passed the PT test, but I was always the last person to finish. I was always the last person. Now, when it's Camp Bullis, you like doing some craziness. Like, they're basically putting you in a combat environment, like, and you have these dummies, and you gotta, treat them and everything like that. And you treat each other too, like as if they were a patient. But you have to do 2 weeks at Camp Bullis, and you have to pass like a lane, which basically is you get a scenario. Like, say your scenario is like your person been shot in the inguinal, which is like in your leg area. You gotta treat them. They're gonna give you more than one. Like, they get shot and then they got a burn on the neck. Like, they give you more than one, and you have to do it in a certain amount of time. You have to do everything correctly. You have to start an IV, like, and I think you have like 30 minutes to do it. So that seemed like a long time, but it's really not. Like, they give you 30 minutes to do it, but you have to do everything right. And like there were some people, I'm just like, I really hope that either you change your MOS or you came to realization, because though as a medic you really don't do anything until somebody gets hurt, so you're not doing anything daily. Like, so I hope that you changed your MOS or you took the time to learn it on your own, because though we don't do anything, we got like the stigma of like we just sit around and don't do anything. When something pop off, guess who they're gonna be calling? They're gonna be calling you. So if you don't know what you're doing, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Like, I just feel like I haven't had to use my training yet. I haven't been deployed or anything like that, but I feel like you should still take it seriously. And that's any job in the Army, because like a lot of people don't get deployed, but what happens when the time that you do get deployed and you do have to do something or know your job? Like, so there are some people that, there was a girl, this is just a story, okay? She missed so much of the combat medic training, or so much of the course. And there's this thing called a IO, which is like a bone IV. She didn't know how to insert it. She tried to, she tried to do something crazy. She tried to like use a scalpel on somebody. I was like, like, do you know what's going on? Like, she didn't know what was going on. Like, and so when she was running her lane, I was like, I hate to be the person, because when you run the lane, you're running it with dummies, which like mannequins. But when you get to the IV part, the IV and the MPA and all that stuff, you got to put it in a real person. So I was like, I hate to be the one paired with her, because she gonna fuck somebody up. Like, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to take it seriously while you're there, kind of. That, I got sidetracked. So you have to pass Camp Bullis, and you have to pass the lane, and your girl passed like the first, you have 7 minutes to do to a certain point, and I finished at 6 minutes and 59 seconds. Like, by the luck of the stick, like my sergeant was like, God just wants you to be a medic, don't he? I'm like, I guess so. When I picked combat medic, I wasn't clear on what the job entailed. So when it said combat, I was like, I'm gonna be out here like dodging bullets. So I was scared, but once I got there, it's not no crazy stuff. That's basically like the gist of AIT. That I have stories from there. I'll be adding story times to like my military playlist or whatever it's called on YouTube. But it's really, you have to apply yourself, and though you get the privileges, you still have to make the time to study all the stuff, because you still do have tests and everything. I'm gonna insert some clips of my time in AIT so you guys can just see a little bit. I have some videos. If you followed me on Instagram, if you've seen, like, I've posted them before. I have some pictures from Camp Bullis that I'll put into throughout the video. Fort Sam Houston, that is in Houston, Texas. When you get your privileges, I highly recommend,
don't do nothing crazy. Don't do anything crazy.
But to go sightsee, because it is a cool area. Like, I want to go back there just because, like, it's a nice area. So when you get your privileges, go ahead and go sightsee. I have a lot of stories about AIT. Your girl got some tattoos, even though she wasn't supposed to, even though nobody cared really. You know, I was just bad, but no, I wasn't bad. I was pretty good. That's my experience with AIT. That's what AIT is gonna be. If you're thinking about being a combat medic, you have any questions, you can go ahead and comment them. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you did like it, please hit the subscription button. You got 5 seconds. No, hit the subscription button. Go ahead and like the video. If you want to share it, go ahead and share as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.